Yeah, let's come together as one. They say you not there, we stand, but there we fall. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget it. You from Lova Country, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa Sess. I'm a bad that way on your river. I walk on the fine way. Tabila, I love Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Freeland on liberty, Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I love Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I was raised in the slum, but I chilled with my guns. Kept it on the low, but we fought for the bones. True son of the soul, I'm a prince in my own. Never gonna lie, me, I love LIB. Even though it's far, when we show we can face it. It's not a prophecy, I know that we can rise again. Holding my hand, I holding your own. United, we stand, divided, we fall. You know what I say when I count with ball, when I tell you and I...
Good evening, fellow Liberians. Good evening. We want to use this time to welcome you to the biggest thing happening on radio at about this time in Liberia. We want to say welcome to Open Conversation. Open Conversation is a 2-hour current affairs program that talks about all of the major things happening in Liberia and how we can construct Liberia in a positive, direction. So this is where we are tonight. Tonight is Friday. Today is the 11th of August, and today we are also going to be in District 11. So I think somehow we are doing 11 today. 11 day and District 11. So somehow where we cut off somewhere.
It sounds good. I didn't even think about it that way, but yeah, today's the 11th and we're doing district number 11
exactly.
tonight. The people who know how to rhymes and what if you can put something like that together. But it's good we're here this evening again on Open Conversation. Let's remember to keep it civil and open. Your views matter in as much as the views of others matter. And so when somebody calls on the show and gives their opinion or their view, it's your job to say your own. Forget about what the person has said and then go back and, be using invectives on other people. That would not be, a good thing to do. But again, we're here. Like we said, tonight is our district number 11's night. And so we will be talking to two candidates in district number 11. We know that 13 persons are vying for that seat, including the incumbent. So you can imagine it's a crowded field. But who's going to be the lucky person? We'll see on October 11, because after the 10th, the 11th, then you're getting closer to understand exactly who is going to emerge winner in that district. But we will have this evening as our prime guest on the show, representative candidates Siata Napole of the New Liberian Party and Kranga Royal David of the Unity Party, both contesting in district number 11. Like I said, 13 individuals are running in that district. Can you imagine that? Somebody has to be the winner. That's a simple majority. But these two people will be our guests this evening in studio, talking about what they can do to better the lives of people in district number 11, why they think the current lawmaker is not the right person. They'll be telling us all of those issues. So if you're there in district number 11, it's incumbent upon you to listen to them. Let's go straight into what's trending today in Liberia.
So what's trending today? Last night, why people were at sleep in the Cinco area, unfortunately, we had a natural disaster. The sea erosion got some people displaced last night, and some of them woke up. Like I listened to one of the victims, and she said that her grandson woke her up at about 4:30 or almost 5 o'clock in the morning, and say, "Oh, grandma, the water or this that," and the sea got them displaced this morning. So currently, these are natural disasters, and they are calling on humanitarian, and they are extending their voices to the government to see how best the government can come in and help people who can be able to help with the situation.
Any casualty?
No, 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 no. It's just
Okay, people are just
people are just
displaced. Do we
displaced.
know approximately how many persons are displaced?
Not exactly, because I think there are a lot of them
Where are they seeking refuge?
from 17th Street up to 24th Street. Yeah. So refuge has to do with people who think that they are, somehow relative to them can accommodate
They
them.
can, or they're accommodating them.
Yeah, they can accommodate them right about now, and they are accommodating them.
Say they're accommodating.
Yeah, they are
them.
accommodating
It's
them.
like it's happening now. You're asking them to accommodate them.
Yes. So that
Okay,
is
so our
that's what
hearts
it's
are with
good.
them, and let's
Yeah.
hope that that place is, it's the sea is coming, and people who live around there just have to find a way to relocate, because you don't want to be sleeping and then the sea moves in on you.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's natural, occurrences. So what else? What else? What else?
Yeah, so we got the release today from the court. You all know, I think sometimes back there was this issue of 100 million drugs issue was in the country, and the court passed a non verdict,
No guilty.
yeah, non-verdict, a guilty verdict, and those accused were set free. But there were statements coming from the Minister of Justice and the Information Minister, which the court think that those statements were not actually good to have emulated from these prominent people of the government, and they felt that these statements undermine the judgment of the court. So the court, in its wisdom, decided to discipline them in such a way and form and manner from the legal perspective. So the Justice Minister and the Information Minister, Ledger Rennie, they were fined $500 each, and they were also asked to make public apology in 3 local dailies within 3 weeks, and more. Besides, if these things are not done,
They were also asked to retract their
Yeah.
May 20 statement
Yeah.
within 72 hours.
exactly within 72 hours, and then furthermore, if these things that that were prescribed by the court are not adhered to within the scope given to the 2 top government officials, there are other grave punishments that will follow in terms of the court's own decision. So this is what came out of the court today
Okay, so
about
they
these
asked them
2.
to also, publish them separately in 3 widely read newspapers in 3 weeks, including an apology to the judicial branch of government. So this is how the court operates. The court believes that the statements issued against it by Minister Dane and Rennie, Ministers Dane and Rennie, have unjustifiably damaged the image of the judicial system of the country, and that's why they are asking them to they're asking them to publicly retract their comments. They should also retract that statement within 72 hours, and then publish the separate apologies in 3 widely read newspapers. So we look forward to, I'm sure they're going to, follow what the court has asked them to do.
Exactly. Exactly.
Moving forward, what else do you
So
have
moving
there?
forward today, the Unity Party, these are political times and political seasons. The politics of the country is getting intense, and political actors have rolled their sleeves and worn their boots. So the Unity Party today had a press conference, and in that press conference, they made specific reference to what happened yesterday, the political clash between the Unity Party and the Coalition for Democratic Change. Now, but in the press statement from Mo Ali, who is the official spokesperson or the official spokesman for the Unity Party campaign, he said that they act perpetrated against, Unity Party supporters and members, were orchestrated by supporters of the CDC. He accused, people of the CDC to be the ones who orchestrated, that chaotic scene. And more besides, when he said that they are going to provide security for themselves in whatever way and however they can do it, and we are looking at the safety of the democracy that we all enjoy in this country, and the respect of rule of law, and with attachment to the Farmington Declaration Agreement that was signed by all political parties and all political party leaders. Now, Mo Ali also went to the extent to say that if they are having the political rallies and they see any sedition, anybody who is identified by maybe a party paraphernalia or anything associated with CDC 100 meters away from where they are certainly going to attack that person and make sure that that person is being humiliated, disgraced, and somehow being intimidated. I don't know what ignited Mo Ali to have made such an assertion. If you claim that you respect the Farmington Agreement, and all political parties want to ensure that these elections are very peaceful, and we go to these elections hoping that nobody will get hurt and everything would just be, on an easy seal. I don't think these kind of statements are comfort, to the progress and development of the country, particularly in these difficult and serious times of our country history. So if Mo Ali, who is the spokesman, and the whole thing about it, is that the young people, those people who are out there on the field, they are most likely the victims. It is not Mo Ali. It is not Mo Ali who is going to be doing the attack. I think, as the official spokesperson for the Unity Party campaign, you should be addressing this with a serious concern and urging all of your partisans to stay away from every area that will incite violence. I think this would be the best way. But by telling people that when you see any person identified by any political paraphernalia of CDC, they should be attacked, 100 meters away, this doesn't send a good sign of a respect and gratitude to the Farmington Declaration. Actually, I was really disappointed when I looked at Mo Ali said that, and he talked about the respect for rule of law and the respect for the Farmington Agreement. I actually disagree with that assertion.
Okay, I too listened to Mo, and I thought that his press conference or his comments today was just full of contradictions, and I thought it was really a very irresponsible press statement coming out of the Unity Party and the Unity Party's spokesperson. Why do I say that? Before I go to address, to give my thoughts on what Mo did today or what he said today, there is a press release from the National Elections Commission, concerning, and I'm sure the commission is concerned about what happened yesterday. So let's read the press statement from the National Elections Commission, and then I will end my thoughts on what Mo said today. It says, in keeping with the key electoral dates published by the National Elections Commission, the campaign activities for the 2023 general elections run from 5 August 2023 to 8 October 2023. The 2023 campaign guidelines submission of campaign schedule require a party or candidate to notify the commission in writing no later than 7 days before the commencement of campaign activities of its schedule of campaign, stating the date, time, and venue. Some parties and candidates have not submitted their schedules. In view of the above, all parties and candidates who have not submitted their schedules are requested to do so on or before Thursday, August 17, 2023. Be reminded that your submissions should be done at the following locations. Presidential candidates submit all schedules to the chairperson of the NEC on 9th Street, Monrovia, Liberia. Representative and senatorial candidates submit all schedules at our magisterial office in the counties. Furthermore, the commission urges all candidates within these elections to ensure full compliance with the 2023 Farmington River Declaration signed on 4th April 2023 and 21 July 2023 by registered political parties and independent candidates, respectively. This is a statement coming out of the National Elections Commission today. And I'm sure the NEC is saying that, not all of the parties have submitted their scheduled dates for, campaign, even though they should have done that, 7 days to the opening of campaign, right? Today, Moali said, yesterday, remember, they called a press conference to announce the schedule of their campaign. So it means that nobody knows when and where Unity Party is going to campaign as we speak. We don't know. And even reading the next statement, we're not even sure whether Unity Party has even submitted her schedule to the National Elections Commission. And if she has done that, Mo Ali was going to say that today. So they were going to release that to the public yesterday, and that did not happen. So we don't know where they're campaigning. And then Mo says that his party will use any means available to protect its partisans from threats. Its partisans from threats and plans by the CDC to perpetrate violence against their supporters, to scare them away from attending rallies and activities organized by the UP, and henceforth they will protect themselves by any available means. You were saying to us today in a press conference that you will protect yourself by any means available because there are threats from the CDC to, stop your supporters from rallying. Where are you rallying? The National Elections Commission does not even know where you're rallying, which dates you've set to rally, what time are you going to rally. Nobody knows that because you were going to announce that yesterday. You have not done that. You put people in the streets yesterday. You should have, had your press conference yesterday like you even did today without any disturbance. But because you wanted to disturb, you wanted to find faults, you put people out yesterday. You did not even tell us where you are having any campaign. You come back today and say that you will use any available means to protect your people because you don't trust that the government is going to protect them. How do you make such a reckless comment when you know that there are people who follow you and whatever you say, these people will do? You are saying to us that you want the international community, you want those who are election observers to take note of what is happening. But you have not said that, we're looking forward to, making sure that we abide by the Farmington Declaration. Because if you are abiding by the declaration of the Farmington River, you cannot say to us that you will use any available means possible to protect your people. So you are looking for problem. Why should the Unity Party start on this note? In the first place, you have not said to us, you have not said to the National Elections Commission where you will be campaigning. What date you will be in what district. What time you will be in what district. What county you will be in. The people who have done that, the NEC is already aware of them. They are already carrying out campaign activities. Bam, you put people in the street. And then you're accusing the government of wanting to, sabotage your operation. Yesterday, I listened to one of them say that, this is provocation. Who is provoking who? When nobody knows exactly when you are appearing in this district. CDC has a schedule out. Everybody knows that CDC will be in district number 11 and 12 today because the schedule has been out since last week. We don't know your schedule. We don't have your schedule. You put people in the streets yesterday. People got hurt. Instead of you to come back today and say, we are announcing the date for our campaigns, where we will be at what time, you don't do that. You come back again and say, we are going to, as a party, use any available means to protect ourselves. What does that mean? It's very irresponsible, and it has no bearing with the Farmington Declaration. There is no way you can tell us that you want to be peaceful and you're saying that I will protect myself. You're not the state. How do you protect yourself?
This is why human resource capacity building is very important. Whenever you see these clashes happen, it is not Mo Ali who is affected. It is the ordinary people who are affected. Those young available men and women who probably have got nothing much to do. They are the ones that are affected. Mo cannot tell you that he is going to get in the street and take the position of those young people who are hurt. Like I saw a young man yesterday brutalized. It couldn't be Mo. It couldn't be those people who are talking about we will put people in the street. Have you ever seen them in the front line? You don't see them. They disappear. So these vulnerable people, they use them, to cause these problems. And at the end of the day, the country image will get tarnished in the international scene. Now, if you talk about the respect of the Farmington Declaration, and you talked about protecting yourself through any available means, it's a serious contradiction. Here again, he went to the extent of talking about if the Unity Party people gather anywhere.
How do you make such a comment?
They see anybody from CDC in CDC t-shirt 100 meter, whether you disturb them, you disturb them, they will go for you. What kind of statement is that? This is a threat.
How can you be, a party that wants to run the country, and then you're making such a threat? Then you come back and say, we remain committed to the Farmington Declaration, when your people have already heard you say that, we'll use any available means to, protect ourselves. Who are you protecting yourself against? Why did you gather people in the streets yesterday? Nobody knows exactly where you were going yesterday because we don't have any schedule. There is no schedule for the Unity Party that says that the Unity Party will be rallying in this place today, they'll be rallying in that place tomorrow. You said yesterday that you were going to announce that. You did not do that. Even today, you have not done that.
Not at all.
You're telling people that, we'll use any available means, but yet you come back and contradict yourself and say you remain committed to the Farmington Declaration, and you're calling on stakeholders, you're calling on, observers in the electoral process to make sure that the process is free and fair. How does the process become free and fair when you are threatening the peace already and saying that you will protect yourself? Can you protect the citizens against, who are gathered and are supporting you when they are, being attacked? Do you have the power to do that? How do you assume that power to yourself?
The statement from Mo Ali is already a violation of the Farmington Declaration Agreement.
Absolutely.
The statement alone.
Be doing this.
The statement. We are talking about going to a peaceful process. These political parties, at the point of, engagement, there will be serious political disagreement and serious political clash. So for that reason, it is incumbent upon the National Elections Commission to ensure that all of these political parties have schedules.
It's not incumbent upon the NEGO. It's incumbent upon those parties to submit their schedules to the National Elections Commission. That the Unity Party has done, as far as we know. And you have not done that. And you come out, you put people in the street when you know that another party is rallying. Isn't that a recipe for conflict?
It's a recipe.
And then you come back today and say, we were attacked and we're going to use any possible means to protect ourselves. You are further, exacerbating the whole situation. Exactly. And you're making it seem as though you're crying wolf when you are indeed the wolf. You're the one who, they say when a man is drowning, he will hold even a paper. A paper, because he thinks that is going to help him to survive. But this is so, not correct for our political politicking. We cannot. I saw a statement from ECOWAS that the political parties have to talk about the issues. If you want the Liberian people to vote for you, talk about the issues. Tell them why they shouldn't vote for the CDC, and CDC will tell, the Liberian people why they shouldn't vote for the Unity Party. But if you come out and you call a press conference very short and you talk about only, exacerbating, or fueling confusion and threatening that you will protect yourself when you cannot protect yourself, and then you will encourage other people to get out there and cause confusion, is so sad. And the Unity Party morally needs to go back and retract that statement today.
My heart just goes out for the young people who are always victimizing these processes. That's where my heart goes. Because tomorrow, if Mo Ali calls supporters of Unity Party and collaborating people who are supporting the Unity Party and they get hurt, it is the image of the country that goes out in a negative form. And these things, the only way to stop, look, Mo could have condemned the action yesterday. It's not a bad thing. Condemn what happened yesterday. Caution your people. And I didn't see Mo. And that was one of the things that I was expecting from the official spokesperson of the Unity Party today. Call on your people, gentlemen, let's do this thing in orderliness. Wherever you see our opponents, don't go there. Don't go there. Wherever they see us, I'm sure that they wouldn't come there. So stay away from them. Don't engage in any political activities that they have gathered themselves to engage in. Don't do it. Stay out of violence. I was expecting these statements and words from Mo Ali. Stay out of violence. If you talk about we'll protect ourselves in our own possible and whatever means we can in our own powers, that is a statement reflective of, igniting and inciting the people to go through the process of violence. And violence we must detest in doing this process.
If you don't have anything to say, if you don't, as a political party, as, a government in waiting, if you don't have anything to offer the people, if you don't have anything to say to your constituents, it's just, lay low, and just be cool until we go to elections and assume that you're going to win elections. But to be making these kind of comments when you should be, out there, and telling the people why you want to unseat the government, then it's so, it's sad.
Unfortunate.
It's sad. It's very, very sad. The people want to hear why you think the CDC government is not the right, government to lead them. That is what they want to hear. They don't want to hear you saying that, we will protect ourselves. You can protect yourself against the state. How do you do that? What power do you have? Or you're just encouraging other people to get in the streets, and so make it look like the place is ungovernable.
It's a disrespect.
And I'm sure the young people are not going to listen to that kind of thing. They need you to tell them why the CDC government is not the right government, and not to encourage them to go in the streets because like you were saying, Mo Ali is not going to get out there.
No.
The top-ranking officials of the Unity Party are not going to get out there.
Those vulnerable people.
They are just going to encourage people who are already, vulnerable to get out there and hurt themselves. We're going to open up the lines now for your comments, and then we
take our guests. Yes,
entertain our
0880-514-096 are the numbers to call. And what do you make of these talking points? We talk about what is happening from 17 to 24th Street. The floor victims are there. The Supreme Court has asked the Minister of Justice and Information, and Mo Ali's press conference this afternoon. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is Joseph Nangatap calling you from the District 16, Guara to be precise.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you talk about the recipe of conflict, and thank you for the discussion and the topic ongoing. But when you look at the Unity Party and that of the CDC, you talk about recipe of conflict. So I want to ask, Caster and putting some other picture on it, is it not a recipe for conflict?
Yes, it is a recipe for conflict.
It's a recipe for conflict.
Then why the CDC have to go and do that?
So
So
we're
does
not
that mean-
discussing that now. We're discussing because everybody condemned the
No,
CDC.
we-
No, 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 no,
Hold on,
no,
hold on, hold on.
no, 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 no. That is not true. That is not true. No, that is not true. Hold on. That is not
Hold
true.
on, sir.
Hold on. That is not true. Don't go off the line.
Hold on. Hold on. Want to provide you
If
the
you want
time.
us to take you off the line, we can do that. That is
Hold
very
on.
easy to do. That is not true because when we came back here on Monday, we discussed that and we talked about it. The president of the Republic of Liberia himself talked about that, and that was wrong on the part of the CDC. So let's talk about what happened yesterday and what more is saying today. That is the topic of discussion or under discussion. What do you say about that?
I think he's off. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where you call from, sir?
Okay, this is Paul Sosa and I call from Vocal Nation.
What commission? Go ahead.
Thank you. You see, more either the one they had it in a sling, it will come out and start coming out one by one. They start confessing from Yekakoroba that time. They want the planning that they want to do for the country to settle. God forbid. God already dispose all their plans. So we're not here to say another thing. Look at what Mo Ali is saying. This is the man who penetrated a girl and telling the girl to this.
No. Not a discussion there. Don't have a discussion. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. It's a pleasure being on the open conversation.
Okay,
This
so
is DK Seaton. I call you from the Maryland Sunshine happening in Appleton, Maryland County.
go ahead, man.
PRO of the CDC Maryland and Slash, chairman for the Prince of Maryland and Bono for the re-election of President Charles, the Metro, Manawia. Yes, our party is before CDC on the Irish. More is somebody who Liberian people know. We have no more. Now you see more we are encouraging a female to carry.
I told you guys,
Yeah,
let's stick
man.
to the topic on a
Good
discussion.
evening. Good evening. Good evening. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
A pleasant good evening to you. This is the voice of Addis in Jeremiah Chicken Football. And I do join this evening for Sydney Army from my state.
Okay.
I think listening to your talking points, my own expression is this. I will have the election commissioner blame for whatever that had transpired. The reason is simple. I listened to the police spokesman. They asked him as to whether he was informed about Unity Party having a program or CDC carrying on a program also in our vicinity. And he said no. You were not informed about the both occasions. So a government of speed will say that
Hello.
indeed.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
You don't
Yeah.
know that CDC was rallying. You don't know that CDC has her schedule for rallying up. Do you listen to the radio? Because since last week we've been talking about it. So how will you say that? You know,
I
the
didn't say
police-
I. I didn't say I.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. You don't know.
He had
Even
it.
if you are informed, and Moses tells you that he is not informed, so what's the big deal? So you draw your conclusion.
I know when I went.
Hmm?
I know when I was because I knew that people were having program there.
So then what is the issue then?
No, I just want to recommend to the National Election Commission that they set up a committee that will be responsible exclusively to set the affairs or set the issue of campaign activity within the country.
The National Elections
Whatever-
Commission is a responsible.
Whoever
You didn't listen to the release. You didn't
they can be
really.
able to.
You didn't listen to the NEC. You didn't listen to the NEC release I read just now.
I didn't listen to the review there.
Okay, the NEC has a release, yeah? Go on Facebook, it's there. Or go on the NEC website, it's there, and read it. Then you will not be saying what you're saying,
Thank you.
you know,
take-
concerning the National Elections
We'll take
Commission.
one more or two more calls, and then we take our guest. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where you call from?
Yeah, good evening.
Go ahead, sir. What's your name and
My
where you
name
call
is
from?
Ebenezer Newford. I call you from New Delhi Junction.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for the open discussion tonight. You see, my brain of country here, to be very fair and sincere to ourselves. You know, somebody does wrong, but you come out and speak the truth that what you did is not right.
Lower the volume of the radio behind you. We want to be able to get you, please.
Okay. You know, for me, I was not only sing yesterday, but I monitor radio and listen to news.
They say lower the volume of the radio behind you, sir. We're still hearing some noise.
They say very simple. But again, it's like back of the CDC value.
You're coming in distorted.
You're coming
We
in
have to leave you
distorted,
on
yeah.
that. Let's very find a color.
Good evening. Good evening. How can we take our final call? That call is not going through. Good evening.
Good evening, Washington and TC.
Good evening.
Let me say good evening to your many listeners this evening. This is Bobby Abu Meska. I joined a discussion from District 6 or Esikoboro. I really appreciate you guys this evening. When the problem we need to be very sincere and honest in schools. You know what we're on, we all must contend the issue for our young brothers to be fighting among ourselves when it comes to politics, because these things, we all, when one person wins, we will all come back to shake hands and move the country forward. But the issue is NEC. NEC need to reaffirm her commitment to the peace and stability of this country.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What is it you want from the next?
NEC should regulate the campaign in this country.
How does NEC do that when even your party has not even submitted any schedule to the NEC?
No party has submitted schedule.
The CDC has done that already. You're behind time.
No.
Why will you tell me no?
Today, I have not read anything about that.
You are not reading. Okay, I'm leaving you right
Thank
there.
you. So let's just end up with Bobby Abu Meska.
From the east to the west, north to the south, yeah, let's come together as one. They say united we stand, divided we fight. If we not celebrate, we do it for yeah. Voila, you forget it. You from Lower County, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa Cess. I'm about that way on young people. I walk on the fine way. Tabila, Kriwako. I love Liberia, oh yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah.
I was raised in the slum, but I chilled with my guns. Kept it on the low, but we fought for the bones. True son of the soil, I'm a prince in my own. Never gonna lie, me, I love LIB. Even though it's far, when we show them we can face it. It's not a prophecy, I know that we can rise again. Holding my hand, I holding your own. United we stand, divided we fall. You know what I say when I count with ball. When I chillin' on that side, and I get no bro. I got L to the O to the V and the E. If we fighting together, we can conquer this team. From the east to the west, then waving the flag from the north to the side. Yeah, I'm joining the team. You go where you pella, you love my crown. Who kill it? Who got done?
I love Liberia, oh yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah.
Mama was born, yeah. Papa was born, yeah. They hold us together, the honey boy, yeah. Nabalike na koya bake na papa bobo. Nabalike na koya bake na papa bobo. Nabalike la bobo na papa bobo. Nabalike la bobo na papa bobo. La biro waka poma o. La biro waka ma o. Bangada anwa waka ma o. Anwa waka ma o. Anwa
From the east to the west, north to the south, yeah, let's come together as one. They say united we stand, divided we fight. If we not celebrate, we do it for yeah. Voila, you forget it. You from Lower County, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa Cess. I'm about that way on young people. I walk on the fine way. Tabila, Kriwako. I love Liberia, oh yeah. Free Oh, happy welcome. I love Liberia.
All right, so welcome back, fellow Liberians. Can you just get your hairpiece, studio guests, get your hairpiece, please. So welcome back. We had this very, very long break. So we are back with our platform guests tonight. They will be talking district number 11. We have, like you heard, Madam Sia Tanapoli, who's in district number 11, contesting the representative seat. And you have Mr. Royer, who's also contesting the seat. So we'll go back across the decks to begin with the host, who is going to take on from here.
Okay, it's good to be back here today with district number 11. Two representative candidates from district number 11 are our guests this evening. And Madam Sia Tandapoli. That name is not a strange name in district number 11. And we have Kranga Royal David. Thank you so much for coming and welcome to Open Conversation.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I think the microphone is
What number is that?
four, number 4. She has 4 and Kanga is 3.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
Yours is 2, right?
Your microphone number, sir.
Kranga, yours is
Just look at
3.
me.
3?
3.
Okay.
Okay, but he's good.
Thank you. Okay, so let's go straight into it. I'd like to welcome you two again to Open Conversation. And let's hope that we keep the conversation very civil this evening, talking about what you can do for your people. But I'd like to start up with you, Madam Tandapoli. Sia Tandapoli, what are you opting for? To fill the shoes of your dad, your late father, Moses Tandapoli? Who is Sia Tandapoli?
Thank you so much. Let me say good evening to the peace-loving people of District number 11, and good evening to all other listeners out there. My name is Sia Chami Tandapoli, or 3-time representative candidate of District number 11, daughter of the late Moses Tandapoli Sr., former representative District number 9 and District number 11. Sia Tandapoli holds a master's degree in public administration with emphasis in public personnel administration and a certificate and diploma in public procurement management from the Liberia Institute of Public Administration. Now, like you put it, the name Tandapoli is a household name, not just in district number 11, but when it comes to the political arena of the Republic of Liberia. And Sia Tandapoli is into the race because she wants to represent her people at the level of the National Legislature. She wants to fill in the gap that has existed since the demise of my late father. And this time around, we believe that a female representation is paramount for the people of District number 11. Thank you.
Great. So I go over to you, Kranga Royal David. Tell us, who are you and where do you get the zest from to want to contest?
Well, I'm Kringa Royal David, and on the ballot paper, I will be the second candidate. The name will be David Kringa Royal. And this is my second time contesting district number 11. Kringa Royal David has lived in the district, born in the district, grew up in the district, went to schools in the district. And he's an engineer. I am an engineer, a profession, a former security expert. And I decided to do something for my people. Over the past years, I saw that the people was lacking the leadership. So we have to come in to fill in that gap. So because of that, we are in a race. And a son of a former businessman and the mother, a former fish seller, Jeannie David, John David, Bassa, father, Loma, mother. And as a kid growing up in the community, I think my quest was to be the leader of my people. in which today I am.
Oh, you already are.
Oh yes,
Okay.
we're going for the ceremony. The ceremony on October 10 will be the day the people in the district will be celebrating my victory.
Okay. So both of you, under 2 minutes or 2 minutes each, tell me what platforms are you running on? What's your platform? Maybe I start with you, who have already won.
Titi, you want to pull my leg because you want to see. I don't
It's
see
time to pull your leg. I think I'm just
gender
hold on.
balance, right?
No, I mean,
Gender
she
balance, gender balance,
she
gender
was the
balance.
first I asked. So I want to use
starting with
gender
me,
balance
right?
now to start with you.
Why we decide to take on the mantle to lead our people in the district?
Okay.
Because we had the sex to bring to the people what were lacking for the past 6 years. We were not speaking, but we're undercover working with our people, making them understand that when we take over the district, as they assure us, the first thing we'll do in our 90 days, we'll make sure we establish a DDC, the District Development Council, that is lacking in the district.
The district doesn't have.
Oh, yes. The representative there, the Cuban lawmaker, take the money to people in the community and just share. Say, this is district development funds. So now what we're going to do, we establish a DDC. The DDC will be working directly with the people in the community. That DDC will be comprised of different professionals that will be working in line with the people that live in the communities. We decided to establish something in that DDC called the DST, the District Sanitation Team, that will be firstly working out to clean the community, clean the district. All the various communities within our district, you know that we between 4 townships. So we're going to make sure that the District Sanitation Team clean up the district and make our people to live and be healthy in our district. Furthermore, the people in the district level, they go to bed and gather at the mercy of God. The security there is not working up to the expectation of the people. So what we decided to do, we decided to work with our District Development Council, because in our District Development Council, you have a lot of people comprising of all the other districts. We have experts. People will come from the security angle that will work within our DDC, that will establish something called the District Vigilante. And then after we have established the health care of the people, like giving a sanitation team to them to work with them, and they giving them security, like the district vigilante, will then extend. In extending to them, we'll decide to get up the people that really need help at this time. There are single parents that are living in the district. We will also establish something called macro loan to empower women. And those macro loan, the women of the district that is vulnerable to not working, or that will be in the interest of getting money from the district, like a small scheme, they will get to the district and try to get from $50 up to $500 that they can make a small business to sustain they and the children.
Where you be getting that money from?
The money, we will lobby it. We will lobby it.
Lobby with who?
Lobby with other foreign guests. You know, Liberia depend on donor. So we will lobby it. We have the lobbyistic power to do that. We have friends.
Where are you?
And they assure us.
Where are they?
They are around.
They're around where?
Around. We have friends that are around that are willing to do it.
So what assurance is in that? If I hear you, I'm in district
The assurance?
11, that my, my lawmaker or a candidate, representative candidate in the district is on radio and he says that he's going to get money for, I'm a single parent and he's going to give us loan, right? Or he's going to get money for us to do business. And he's asked, where are you going to get the money from? He said, from partners. Where are the partners there around? Who takes that serious?
To start up with what we're going to do, right? Mm-hmm. In a quick impact, when we take over, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get a loan.
From where?
From the bank. We're going to get a loan.
You would take
a loan? Yes. We're going to take a loan from the bank.
How much loan?
That's a strategy I don't want to expose. We're going to take a loan from the bank. Mm-hmm. We'll take a loan from the bank to start to help people first. Because we promised them that we have to do it.
Now, who promised you will help when you
not everyone. because we'll be starting.
Approximately how many persons you think?
We will be starting, so we can help just everyone. We help the needed people, the people that are in dire need.
Who determines who are in dire need?
We will carry on the assessment. We'll carry on the assessment as we carry on now. And right in there, we decided to also establish something called the health improvement in the district. You understand that people go to bed and get up and wake up with a whole lot of infectious diseases, malaria, typhoid diseases, and other things, because the health system in the district is very poor. Look at the place in Kabah. People know that the system there is very poor. People leave the district to go all the way to another district to go to Redemption. People go to GFK. People go to different hospitals outside the place there. We have to get one there. And one of my partners have promised me.
One of your partners have
promised me.
What?
A hospital called Lucky Hospital.
Your partner will build the hospital?
Build the hospital. He just want to learn.
He just wants the land.
He just want to learn.
Is it a free hospital?
No. Minimum costs for the people that live in the district. Minimum costs. Because of us. So people will not leave the district anymore to go and do their CT scans, go and do other checkup and other things. They will be right in the district there trying to help themselves to be healthy.
Who is this partner? How much does this partner worth? And he's going to build a hospital in the district.
We've been talking with people who have partners. We have partners.
So your partners, people
that want to come and invest in the health sector.
Okay.
So we'll go down and establish something called we'll try to first thing we want to increase the area of talent, where we will hunt talents. Those young people in the district, they are talented, and no one are looking at them because everyone come to the district. We want to win. We pay you money. After we pay you money 6 years, they don't look after you. We're going to hunt the talents. So in hunting our talent, we're going to build something called the Recreation Center for Kids. And
you're going to build a recreation center.
Oh yes, we're going to list with central government. We're going to list with central government. We have the responsibility to do that as a lawmaker. That's the oversight of our work.
Your responsibility is to build recreation.
It's not my responsibility. It's the central government responsibility to do that. So our oversight going to work with the Youth and Sport Ministry and central government to see how best we can get a recreation center in the district. So we're going to work with them, and then we're going to get the recreation center down there in the district. Other thing we will be doing personally now, on my own as representative of the District 11. I'll make sure that the old folks there, the retired old folks in our district, have package. We call it Old Folks Retirement Package of District number 11.
Talk a little bit about that.
Oh, yes.
How is it going to happen?
At the end of every month, at least those old folks, everyone that in the district, will be able to come to my house. Not the district office, because it's my personal thing I want to do with them. Because I have gone around and see that they are in the majority and they've been marginalized.
Approximately how many old folks?
Like what we identify, in the district, we have almost 300 people that are in dire need.
And those 300 people will come to your house every month.
And to get a minimum package.
Of what?
Rice.
1 bag of rice each?
Rice and something to start out with for the month to come.
Okay. So 1 bag of rice and how much?
Your
own record?
Yes. People, listen to me, Titi. As I speak right now, the entire district, they are all locked down. Listen to what I'm saying.
So if they're listening now, you say you give them 1 bag of rice. The 300, old folks in your district are going to get 1 bag of rice each.
In a package. In a little package.
What? $50 US?
Something will be in the envelope for them.
Oh, okay. For soup, right?
For soup, yeah.
Oh, okay. But so, you can disclose that.
They can be disclosed because I won't keep it private.
But you can disclose it right. Let's go.
Listen, and that
you have 1 more minute to conclude.
Okay, 1 more minute. In that, I'm also going to establish something called the district identification cards. Oh yes, the first time in the history of Liberia. They're looking big, right? They're looking big.
Yeah, people are listening.
They're listening. They're looking big because people most often when we go to the legislature, we decide to fool the people. We don't push the issue. We lied to them.
What are you going to do with the district identification
Thank you.
cards?
Something I decided to do personally, I decided to bring TD buses down there. That's my personal thing I want to do. Like the OFOs and the buses are my personal things I want to do there. So
Let's talk
before
about the cards first before we go to your personal post.
okay, the cars. The main reason we want to do the cars because we want to know how many people live in our district. They are all voting ages and below voting ages. We want to know that at least people from our district can be identified as people from district number 11.
What good will do for them?
What good they will do for them? There are some incentives that will come there. We've been talking with people and they told us that this is what we want you to do.
Incentives for what? I still don't
There are aid
understand
that will come to our district through our leadership
From where?
from our partners.
These partners you're talking about, every time our partners, we can know them.
Secret partners.
They are not secret partners,
But
they are friends that show us that this is what we would do under your leadership.
But
We
we
will
want to
help
know
you
who these people are.
to
What if
advance
they're
the
just
your
minors?
district and make sure that you make it second to none. Because look, we have our ambition.
Talk is cheap, Mr. David. So
It's cheap,
Yeah.
but we are speaking from paper, right?
I
You see me
agree.
open my whole file to
Yeah,
you.
but if you say
it
you
means
want
that
partner-
I want people to know that I'm not speaking from my head. I'm looking at something.
But you
now-
can point it to your people and read it to
It's
people.
document.
Yeah, I agree. But
2017, when I came to the disco in this way level, I told the people that I came with agenda, and from 2017 up to present, it remains.
they didn't buy your agenda.
You know why they never buy that? Because why? They have somebody that they said that try 3 times less Tanapoli that they wanted to try there.
Oh, okay.
And now all the time you try, you can be the best person. But the person that comes with the logic, the person that comes with some sustainability for you and your family. Let me just conclude in our time. And
The time is up.
we
Just end up.
okay, we decided to also do this thing. We need 2 ambulances down there.
Where you
because
get money from to buy the
The
ambulance?
2 ambulances. TT,
You can take it from partners
Percent.
again.
the first thing is this. United Nations is fighting global warming. 1. Other country, they're all fighting a lot of things. And we decided to go to them and say, look, our people in our district has been challenged.
You go in the United Nations?
No, other country, other friendly country
Okay.
that is fighting the honor poverty rate country in the world.
The incumbent lawmaker in your district is Richard Kuhn.
Yes, he don't.
You're running on the Unity Party ticket. What ticket is he running on then?
He running on the Unity Party ticket.
What ticket are you running on?
The MOL, the Movement for One Liberia.
Okay.
And let me just make that straight.
Okay.
People see my flyer with GMB and Jeremiah Cohn. My party, the standard bearer of my party, Mandela Kopo, when she came to Liberia with a group of experts, they did a survey. Who will be the next president in this country? And that survey from that international agency, they said JNB. So she said, I will not run for presidency. I would rather support JNB.
I see.
So they had an endorsement, and now she's on the train.
Okay, so
So
that's what.
everyone that follow her on her ticket, you follow suit to abide by the party constitution. That you follow JNB as president.
Okay.
We'll come back
That's
to that.
good.
Let's come back to Madam Tanapoli. Tell us, what is your agenda for the district? And why are you running not on the same party ticket your father ran on? Have you left the CDC?
Thank you. I think I've answered that question several times. When my daddy died, based on the promise from the CDC back then, that they would have given the ticket to anybody that the Tana police choose to run. But then when we came out with my name, it was a whole change of game, change of plan, where as it is normally in Liberia, most primaries are stage managed, and especially for us women to have us selected or elected as a party's candidate. We go through a lot. There were a lot of tussling and hauling. At the end of the day, I contested as an independent candidate in 2012. And I came to a second in that elections. So Honorable Gabriel Nika. And then we came back, decided to go on the drawing table, but then things did not materialize. In 2017, I went again on the Liberia Transformation Party. And though I was contesting on the party, but technically, I was running as an independent candidate. What do I mean? My standard bearer back then, Reverend Kennedy Sandy, he pulled out of the process. I think it was here that he even made that pronouncement. And I got to know about it when I heard it on air, that he was pulling out of the elections. So we managed in 2023, out of
2017.
2017, out of 23 candidates, we came fourth, where we accumulated about 2,600 votes. Yes. And so, despite all of what happened, we weren't discouraged, we weren't deterred, because we've always asked ourselves this question: the purpose for which we came into the race or into politics, has that purpose been fulfilled? Has it been accomplished? And we said no, because 2017 when I contested, even 2012, I had fulfilling the dream. And that dream were a couple of things that my late father earmarked to do for District 11. Unfortunately, his second term in power that lasted only 3 months, he didn't fulfill those promises.
So you're coming now to
Yes,
want to fulfill your father's promises.
we look at it and say it would be a good thing to come into my father's shoes. And this is how we came into politics, coupled with our own plans for the district. Now, in 2023, Sia is contesting on the New Liberia Party. Recent time, I was with the late Dr. Daniel E. Cassell, peace be to his ashes. He was somebody that believed in his ideology of empowering Liberians, because we believe that there is no reason why Liberia should rely entirely on other countries or on other people when we are rich, we ourselves. We have what it takes as a people to enrich ourselves, to have industries and every other thing. And so when he died, I came up with the mindset to contest as an independent candidate. But then looking at these elections, the technicalities and whatever it is, knowing how it will be, there were talks, there were negotiations, and then I went for the one that aligned with my own platform and that of the late Dr. Daniel Cassell. And that was how I agreed to contest on the New Liberian Party, whose standard bearer is Dr. Joshua Tom Turner from the AMEU. I've been knowing him years back because I got my first degree from the AMEU.
I see why we had a stand-up bearer in studio here the last time anyway.
Dr. Turner.
Yes. And so when we sat on the table, this was somebody I quest. Unlike the PLU decision to join the CDC, we are coming to us to ask us, what do we see? How do we see it? But I quest him. What do you have for Liberia? What are you bringing to the table that I can identify myself with you, or that I can be able to sell you out there? And he talked about industrialization, job creation for Liberia, where every Liberian would be in power, affordable health care.
And you were convinced, right?
And education. Yes, I
Do
question
you
him.
think that party stands any chance in these elections?
And I'm coming. I said because of his platform. And
okay.
it went into mine.
Okay.
So
let's look at your platform now.
Yeah, so I'm
that
coming
you
here.
have for district number
And
11.
so my platform has to do with advocacy. Advocacy. We've been in it. We've been there for our people all the years. Though we are not the bragging tip that, oh, we do that, we post everything on Facebook. But those that have benefited from our advocacy, going as far as to the court, ensuring that they get justice and other things, those basic things, the beneficiary, they are in the district. Talking about education, Siatana Poly is not a lawmaker. Siatana Poly started working long since before 2023. Currently, Siatana Poly has more than 100 students on her scholarship in private institutions across the district. Now, I'm going to call names, unlike other politicians that will say, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. For me, I always told people I got no reason to be faked. I'm who I am. It's hard being faked than to be real. So when you go to Linsu, I got my scholarship students there. When you go to the Howard Academy, I got scholarship students there. The Pathfinder Kids Institute, I got scholarship students there. The Barnesville Public School, I got scholarship students there. When you go to...
Where do you get the money from too?
A CPN, from my pocket. My pocket.
Where do you work?
I work with the Liberia Telecommunications Corporation.
How much money do you make to put 100 plus people on scholarship and pay the school fees in private schools?
Yes, this is what I said. We've been doing it ever since. These are things that we've been saving. And besides politics, we feel that education is one major way to eradicate poverty. Without education, without building the human capacity, you can give somebody money failure. Once they are not capacitated, obviously they're not going to go anywhere.
I'm going to take you back a little bit, because I hear you talking about, telling the truth. Truth telling is very, very important.
Very important.
And if you say that you work with the Liberia Telecommunication Authority and you have 100 persons on scholarship, and you're paying school fees for those people in private schools and universities, and you say you get the money from your pocket, it's hard for...
Sorry, I didn't say universities.
I heard you talk about Linsu, right?
Linsu is an institution of a high school.
Oh, it's an acronym?
Linsu.
Okay, I thought you were talking about, at the University of
Yeah,
Liberia,
no.
because they have a student group.
Yes, student group could be
Linsu,
a
so-
college.
No.
Okay.
It is LENSUE.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are all elementary schools in your
Elementary,
district?
junior, and senior high schools.
Okay.
So because we've been working with these institutions over the year, normally when the school year starts, what we do, they know that we live up to our word.
Okay.
Not like other people that say, oh, do it, and then they turn their back. We pay, and whatever obligation that we have, it runs up, and then we pay gradually until that entire year is exhausted. That's how we've been managing. Yeah, and thank
How
God.
many students do you have in your district?
How many students?
Students, do you have in a district? Young people who are in school,
We have-
approximately.
We have a lot of them. We have more than 10,000.
Okay.
More than 10,000. And we want to do more, but we are limited.
Monkey wants a box, but a
That's
head
it.
shut, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And so
So when you go to the legislature, how are you going to do that? How are you going to make sure that, these thousands of students now, can get education?
at the level of the national legislature, we had something that was introduced, the free education policy.
Don't you think your people are taking advantage of that now?
Not really. It's
Why?
not being enforced at all.
Why? And how are you going to enforce that?
We are going to enforce it because we'll be very robust. Obviously, we have the
It's easier said than done.
No.
Be very robust. How are you going to be?
very robust,
Uh-huh.
and then ensure that we have a cordial working relationship with the people from the Ministry of Education. Because mind you, I worked in my late father's office, and there were bills and other things that he introduced that were passed. I know the procedure that we went through. I saw the cordiality that he exhibited with people that he worked with, how he approached them, and because of his manner of approach, the relationship he built with them, it helped him. He sailed along smoothly.
Okay, but it's still with that, even if you have a cordial working relationship with people, how are you going to make sure that those hundreds and thousands of students, go to school? how are you going to do that? Is what
It was, yeah. The free education policy will be
how are you
enforced,
going to make them
and not just
charge of that?
not just enforced. The Ministry of Education should ensure that the supervisory role in whatever it is to have this policy implemented is enforced. Because I've realized that over the period, education has become a business in Liberia, where proprietors will wake up one morning and then carry the tuition up high. Nobody care because nobody monitoring them while they are
That's a different thing. You're talking about free school.
yeah, yes. Nobody is supervising them. There is no coordination. Nothing is going on. Yeah. So, but we want to ensure that all of our actors get on board. Because when people feel a part of the process, they try to deliver. Especially in Liberia now, that people are like, this is my space. And I will ensure that what I want is done. But we are saying no. Once we coordinate and collaborate, it will be for the good of everybody and not just one group of people.
Okay, education, what else?
And then we talk about district development. District development, our district is a unique district. But in its uniqueness, there are things that our district lacks.
What are those things?
When you go in my district, I normally tell my people, I'm not going to promise you that I will build you a skyscraper when I am in a Zen house. But we look at the district currently, there is no vocational education in our district, institution in our district. All of the vocational institutions that are there, they are privately owned. If you are not opportune to have a scholarship or to be in power or financially capable, you cannot go to school. Even when you graduate from high school, you will end up becoming a pimping rider or keke rider, motorbike rider, which of course we are saying that's not investment, that's not capacity building. We need a vocational institution, the NVTC around the LORC, where we think that we can lobby with central government, that budgetary allocations can be made, and then these things are provided for our people.
That's a good thing. You can lobby with government. If government does not have the money to even pay the teachers who are going to be in that vocational school, I don't think they're going to build a school there. So
We have partners.
to build a school there, where you
We
have
have
partners?
we have
Okay.
international partners.
Where are your
From
partners?
like you got NDP. These are institutions that believe in women's leadership because they know that women bring integrity to the table. They know that women are accountable. We
Yeah,
are
but
very
the partners
careful.
are not going to build a school or vocational school in your district because they will not be able to run that, and it will fall back on the government. So the government has to assure them that even if you build this school here, this vocational school, we are going to run the school. We will provide the teachers. We will provide everything to.
That's
run
why
the
we
school.
come in. We come in with oversight. Remember, I told you that I worked in my late father's office. Today, you have the Gilbert Kole in district number 13.
I totally agree with you. You know, you as parents, candidates, I hear you people with all of what you want to do for your people. But again, there are certain things you guys talk about that doesn't just happen like that. If you are a lawmaker, it doesn't mean that whatever you say in
I know.
section is going to happen like that.
I know.
Even if you have the lobbyistic powers that you guys brag about, there are competing priorities that government has.
Of course.
So it's not everything that you say that is going to happen. If you guys are going to the House of Representatives and you have an incumbent lawmaker and you think that all of these things that you're talking about, the incumbent lawmaker doesn't want that for your district? Because we've been hearing this from the time I became a journalist. I hear people who want to go to the legislature say, we'll do this. By the time they get there, the other people who want to remove them will come back and say, when we go there, this is what we're going to do. So what is it that you think you can do that the other person is not doing? But when you get there at the same 6 and 7,
Thank you.
eh,
I'll tell you that based on our cordiality, I saw how my father worked. I know it.
what is your father's trademark in that district?
A lot.
When you talk about school, did your father make sure that there was a school there? Did he make sure that there was, you know, a
Market.
a vocational training center there? Because these are big things. You saw your father. Your father was popular. Did he have, what is his trademark in the district?
The Gabriel Bole was an elementary school that, in fact, most people were not even taking advantage of any longer. But because of his relationship, he was from from CDC. The president was from UP. But because he had a cordial working relationship with her, he liaised with her and lobbied with the donor. And that institution was built up to high school level, and not just built, but with other facilities. Today, it is being run that thousands of people are benefiting from. This is what I mean. You can't go, you want something from your people and you think your one can do it. No. At the level of the house, you need people for things to happen. Even your colleagues. Even when it comes to budgetary allotment, you must be in good rapport with your people. You can't say, you want to take the glory all of the time. You got to be able to love, and that's one skill I possess. I know how to work with people no matter who they are, no matter where they are from.
Okay.
And then
vocational education, and then, you know, education, then what else? Because you have 30 seconds
development. No,
to
Didi, don't treat me like that.
you got 30 seconds.
No.
You got to come back to Kringa. You have 30 seconds.
So, talking about economic empowerment. Economic empowerment, this is where we feel that our people need to be empowered. The system should work. Where if Sia is working for $50, let Sia get her $50 in time to be able to teach her what to do with her $50. And Sia don't have to be a praise singer to get $50. So we've been working with women. I remember in 2014, we were able again to lobby with our senator and then former central bank governor, where we got a loan of more than $250,000. We gave it to market women to empower themselves, make it rotational. When you sell, you pay. You give it to the other group of people. And we are saying...
Is it still running?
Yes, it is still running.
Okay, so when you get to the legislature, what are you going to do?
We want to increase it. We want to make it more.
Okay.
Yes.
Loan and what?
And the loan, the skills training. Currently, we are working with more than 4 vocational institutions. And we've, through our spending...
Even though you want vocational institution in your district.
That's it. That's the reason, because we know that if the vocational institution is free of charge, we will not be paying tuition. Instead, the money for tuition will go to other things to sustain the vocational institution that will be built. So women are taking advantage of this vocational skills training. They are learning through that. Some of them today, they have become income earners. They are contributing to their own lives.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we talk about gender equality. Gender equality, we say everybody is who they are. Everybody is equal. Let everybody be given a safe space to exhibit, to show their talent that they have.
Is that something that is lacking? People are given, the opportunity to exhibit their talents?
Yes. Yes.
How do you say that? How is it not happening?
How is it not happening? Too many things, because people, Liberian people's talents are not valued. Sometimes you have that talent in you. Probably,
for example,
you can sing or so. Once others don't see the need that talent you have, that song, or you from that class, you from that group.
How are you going to change that if that is what's happening in your words? How are you going to change that as a lawmaker?
We create awareness, we create education, and we ensure that those institutions that are involved with it, ensure that we hunt those with those requisite talents, bring them to the table. In addition to their talents, they got education, and whatever it is that will beef up to what they have is done. And also we talk about in the district development. Again, we also have the district library. Yes, the district library is
going to build a library.
That library came from the dream of my father, and for that I can tell people to put me on record.
You're going to build a
We will
library.
build a
for-
district library. If that would be the only thing we would do for District 11, we will ensure by the grace of God that district library will be built in District number 11 when we get
great.
elected.
Okay. So, Siatanda Pole, thank you so much. Let me come back to you. Mr. David, is that okay to call you that way?
Yeah, David.
Okay.
The David K. Goliath band.
Okay, so you talk about setting up the DDC, the DST, security, vigilante team, you give single parents
Macro loan.
health improvement, increase talents, work with central government. You take care of the old people in your place. I want to ask two of you, what is it that the current representative is not doing that you want to correct? What is it that he's not doing? What did you expect?
Well, there are more. You know why I say more? Because let me just start with something that came up that shocked me today. To know that over 33,124 students went for the WAS. 21,580 fee.
From your
Flat.
district alone?
No, the entire country. As lawmakers from all over our country,
Where did you get that stacks from?
that's the statistic that came up from WAS result
Today?
2023 today.
Okay.
If our people that are in the legislature, the 54th national legislature, was pushing education just from Freetown, and I saw the illiteracy rate in Freetown is very, very low. Like Liberia, up to 63% of people in Liberia from the male are illiterate. That's why today our people are now pushing education.
You believe so?
Look at the records. You know, the children from the 9th grade, they do, because the ones that passed, the ones that took the exam was 41,272. And other than that, we got 22,000 of them that passed. 22,685 and 14,817 are fail. So they did well. But the one in the hand, the 12th grade, they never do well. That's why in our
blame the lawmakers for that.
we blame them for not putting more money in the budget for education. That's why in my district, under my leadership, education will be the must. That's why we're establishing the task force, the district task force for education.
To do what? To make
Go
sure
to
that
every
everybody-
homes.
Eh?
Every homes. There will be a rough thing. I will introduce new things to people.
Impressive.
Listen, not impressive, but listen,
Impressive.
I will leave a legacy.
You go from home to home.
Home to home, the task force will make sure that while your children are not in school,
You
look
go
to
back
us.
to President Sirleaf free and compulsory education policy, right?
You know who made the government? The first branch of government. And I will be working in the 55th legislature, and I will make sure that those things be implemented. How? Easy.
Who's going from the house to house? Who you send?
The task force, the district task force, they will be working along with the DDC, the District
And if
Development
people
Council.
don't send their children to school, what are you going to do?
We will take them and send them to school.
How will you take them and send them to school?
But I must. You have to send them to school.
So if I'm not sending my child to school, you take my child and send them to school, and then where do they go after school? They'll come back to my house.
Yeah.
Okay, so every day, how many structures are in your district? Because you will have task force going from house to house. How possible is that?
That's why if you establish a working arm in your district, those things will be easy. As an administrator, what will we do? Every community down there in the district, we have representation at the DEC. So to do that is very easy. Because children want to go to school, but there's no way. Go down in the district. There are geniuses that are living in our district, but the parents don't have money to send them to school. The only time you see people coming and sharing money, one other guy we got somewhere around there that just input himself, like people are running behind and say they're American citizen, one credit card fraud, and start sharing money. Everybody come down during election periods to share money on the people.
Is that necessary right now?
Necessary for?
Can you just articulate your platform and stop a personal attack?
No, sorry, I went that way.
Okay.
But we will ensure that all of our children, our brothers and sisters that want to go to school in all of our communities, in our district, go to school. So we're going to implement that. On our administration, it's easy because people willing to go to school. The children are willing to go to school. You know, we have been in the community for so long now. Since the election periods, we have been meeting our people. And the only thing they tell us that we want to send our children to school, though, like the my way they want, my CC, AC, my AC. My children won't go to school, but all the children that were born.
So you think the representative is not developing on education? What's the next thing he's not developing on? Yeah, because we are trying to ration the time. Maybe one or two things that he's not developing. That's the question, and be direct.
Security, too.
Education and security.
Education, security, down there, healthcare, and the lack of leadership.
Lack of leadership.
Yes.
Madam Tanapoli, what the representative is not delivering on that you guys will deliver on. That's the question, and let's be exact to the question.
Thank you very much. I came from the background of public administration, and in public administration, I learned that if you must be able to solve your people's problem, you must be accessible.
Okay.
Accessibility is one key factor, key characteristics of a good leader. Because if you are not accessible, you will not know what affects your people. And once you don't know what affects them, you won't be able to provide the amicable solution for them. Okay. Another thing has to do with marginalization. If you go into our district right now, you will find that the people in power have decided, in fact, they at a certain point in time brought up that one car policy wherein they needed their own representative because they have been marginalized. And we've been telling them, no, there's marginalization. It cuts across the district. But we can be able to fill in the gap. As a female, we will be able to lay on our back as twin mother. Well, whether you are from Carwell, you're from Barnesville, you're from Deesville, wherever you are from, once you are part of district number 11, you will be captured in our leadership. So accessibility and marginalization are two things that I think
that is not working in the district.
That is not working. And how do I know? I got to know this when I toured the district about a year ago. Thank you.
Okay, so let me stay with you. You got one question each for the both of you, and then we go across the decks, and then we take calls. So, Mr. David, the Goliath conqueror, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, you talk about partnership. You talk about people that are somewhere that you are partnering with, or you will partner with, to build a hospital. Did you say that?
Yes, I said that.
Now, you just said something that in your district, the issue of hospital is the problem. So, are you saying, Mr. Davis, that you will sit there and allow the people to die from common diseases and illnesses, and you know very well that you have partners across the ocean who can build a hospital in your district only because your ego, your political quest is not been met to make you representative. So these people will not come until you become representative to build hospital for your people. Is that what you're saying?
Listen, going down there in the district to see how best the people can get a good health care. We have been working behind the scene. I got friends right down in Liberia that work with those viral ambulances that most often when people in dying need to go to hospital, they call us and we call them to come down and take people away. But what we're going to do is this, because we are not in leadership and we don't have the maximum funds that we need to do things, and we don't have the authority to go out there lobby for people to come here and pass concession that people will come and build hospitals, build factories in our district. We have to come to public leadership to make sure that they come down and do those things.
So you wanted to come down because there will be some financial exchange.
Listen, the first thing, going to legislature, right? I want even it's our salary to be cut.
Then how you build a hospital?
Build a hospital? I'm not going to build a hospital. People are going to come to that district and build a hospital for my people to live.
And they're not building it now because you're not represented.
Well, watch and see.
But you already got them.
Salary to be cut to how much? I'm interested in that.
The salary? They want
Go there, you'll be pushing for your salary to be cut, right?
every one of us salary should be cut.
So how much?
So how much?
How much you know they're making?
The one they're making, we're going to cut it into a half to put it into national budget.
Why do you think it's important to cut
Because
the money for that?
down there, we need hospital, we need people to go to school. Our children will go to school and learn. Let the illiteracy rate drop in this country. And how we do it? If the government, if our staff or us lawmakers don't want to do it, you know, we control all 45,000 people. I can take 20,000 people on my salary and black that home, that place. The law says that.
Or you would take them
Peacefully.
all of your district. out of your district and
Peacefully we assemble.
And disturb the house.
Not to disturb the house, but we
have
assemble.
the right to assemble peacefully.
Yes, that's the law.
Let me give
That's the
you
law.
guys a chance to ask each other a question before we go to the lines, if you have any. If you have a question for Madame Tanapoli.
She first, lady first.
Do you have a question for her?
Sia, do you have a question for him?
Because I wanted to. You have a question for him?
I don't need photo for now.
Because I want to stay with you. You said something in your earlier statement about your ranks in the previous elections. You said in 2012, at the demise of your father, you ran in the elections and you came second place. Am I correct? Yes. And in 2017, you ran in the elections and you came fourth place. Am I correct? Don't you think that's the political depreciation?
No, not at all.
How can you corroborate this?
Yeah, because 2012 when I ran, I got 1,500 plus votes.
2012.
2012.
Okay.
2017. In 2017, I got 2,541.
In 2012, how many candidates? Speak to the microphone.
2012, we were about, I think, 9.
9 candidates.
Yeah.
And 2017,
23.
23 candidates.
Yeah.
And you got 2,000 plus votes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, district number 11, you are hearing your people tonight. These beautiful people would like to lead the district come October 10 and 11. So they are in our studios tonight. I think we can go to the lines.
Yeah, before we go to the lines, where did you say you got your WAS result? Your WAS.
The result,
stats
2023, right? It's on the internet.
Because I'm reading something different, and you
What are
said
you reading?
I see that 79.81% of those who took the WAS pass. And if your stocks is anything to go by,
Can I share the link with you?
yes, please do that.
Bring my
Please do that.
Okay.
So
let's open up the lines now and hear what
Yeah, what
you make of these two candidates, running
Tonight
in
is-
your district
District
number
11.
11. Call us on the numbers and
0880-514-096 are the numbers. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Can you please lower the volume of the monitor, please? We're hearing ourselves. We'll not continue with you. Good evening.
My name is ELBC and I'm calling from district number 11. Specifically, I'm speaking from Keba.
Go ahead.
And I want to let you people know that we are resolved in the entire district from length and breadth in every corner of district number 11 that come October 10th will be voting for Madam J. Tanapoli. She is strong, she has the dialectics, and she has been working over the years when her colleagues were sitting. So I'm telling you, if you go to all of the public institutions, she electrificated all of the public institutions, amount of land. Secondly, to all of the public market in district number 11, she provided zinc and she provided financial aid to students across the district.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric. Good evening. Good evening. Tonight is District 11's night. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening. What's your name and where you call from?
Yeah, this is Aloysius Peter, the calling from Bannerville to District 11.
Go ahead. Aloysius.
Yes, this time around we agree to carry Sia Tadapoli because this woman is qualified and competent.
Okay.
The woman is
Thank you.
have ambition. And
Yeah, just wrap up with, okay. Good evening. I don't know how to keep managers on. Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
hello?
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I'm Moses Pujiris. I'm calling from district number 11.
Go ahead, Moses.
Yeah, and I'm like kind of discouraged when I listen to the two of student get under the represent our district council toward 10. And we have resolved and we have made up our mind to carry honorable clarification.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Good evening.
A pleasant good evening to you. The voice of activists in Bachelor Jeremiah T.K. Cooper, and I do join you from Stephen Allen Estate.
Activists, go ahead.
Yeah, listen to your studio guest. I appreciate them for the articulation tonight. I have a question. I want to know their engagement, their past engagement as a result of advocacy within their district. And secondly, what set them apart from all aspiring within the district
Okay.
as a result of the election?
What sets you apart? Good evening. I don't know what these guys are keeping the monitors on. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you call from? Go ahead.
Well, I think this time around we are carrying we are a representative to represent because of the fact that we qualify to be a representative for that district, for our district, because she are carrying on series of development and moreover, she has seen how people who were scholarship in educational institutions. So I think she's qualified enough to get.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You think she's qualified enough to lead a district? Let's get this one. Good evening. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
Thank you so much for the show and for inviting two of our young potential CDs in studio. My name is Shetra Care in the free from District 11. As one of the permanent of this district in the district. Let me say we are glad to receive our Mola Honorable Siatana Podi District 11. We promise that this time around it's a time we are going to reward her for her tremendous job done in our district, providing education. It is something fair. It is good to build the minds of the people, so she has ventured into that. She has contributed to the lives of so many young people, or just a role of things for her people.
Thank you very much. It's all about eulogizing. It's all about eulogizing the madam. Thank you.
Yeah, this is the same person I call Aloysius.
No, Aloysius, you can monopolize the show. Good evening.
Yeah, how are you? I'm Derek Josie Connor, called from District 11.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Start and drive.
Go ahead, my dear brother.
My point goes to Mr. David. So David, you spoke on giving the old people 300 bags of rice. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said and what he said?
Yeah, he said that he will give 300 bags of rice to the old people.
Wow.
Ask your question.
Yeah, and I'm default with it. Seriously.
So
the district do not need such things.
Who told you? You asked the old people?
Old people. I thought you were asking question. Yeah, I thought you. Good evening.
You old man or you old woman?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you come from?
Yeah, thank you very much for providing me the opportunity on your show. My name is Benjamin C. Jones Jr. Yeah, do we join your conversation from District 11, Bannerville Estate?
Go ahead, sir.
I want to say good evening to you in studio. Good evening to Madam T. Gibro. Good evening to
Come and get speech.
Mr. David.
My man, go ahead. Ask your
Good
question.
evening to my mentor, the Lioness, Honorable Sia J. Chanda Poli. The records are there. Honorable Sia J. Chanda Poli, she has the ability to deliver this district. This district needs deliverance. Seriously.
Okay.
She has the ability.
So I think she's the prophetess and she will deliver. Good evening. Good evening. Are you there? Oh, well.
Yeah.
It's a sad thing you people can always do. You answer the phone, you're not saying anything.
My name is Joseph Gafon from District 11.
Go ahead, Joseph. Joseph, go ahead. Okay, let's leave you there. Good evening.
Is this ELBC?
This is ELBC. Go ahead.
I'm just started calling from Grand Judah County.
Grand Judah.
I want to ask Mr. Dere. He talked about 24 children in school. How is he intend to do that? Because he talked about reduction of salary, and then he also talking about building hospital within the district. So where will he get all this funding from? And why is he not doing it now? That's my question.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you come from?
Yeah, okay, I'm coming the public king calling from Bannerville Estate District number 11 to be precise.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, let me say thank you to Honorable Fiatana Poli for her speech. So at least we get a lot of things that we got to work on, and then she been a truthful leader for the day she began aspiring in the district. So we pray to see her.
Who is a truthful leader? How do you rate somebody as a truthful leader?
Yeah, because everything she's doing is the truth.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah.
Sir, what's your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I'm Derek Joseph from District 11.
Go ahead.
My question goes to Mr. David. Mr. David, can you give us the three main kind of function of a lawmaker?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I have a question again for
Yeah.
Good evening.
You will get rid of you, yeah?
Hello there.
Okay.
ABC.
On the line. Okay.
They think that all the market women they know that the question is still asking.
Good evening. Maybe we'll take maybe two more calls. Yes. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, we're good. What's your name and where you come from?
Yeah, you're speaking with Emmanuel Queen from Bannerville
Go,
11.
go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I highly appreciate our honorable and so excited to receive your message.
Okay.
One thing I want to inform District 11 is one of the persons that very dedicated to the district in terms of working. She has the ambition and the ability for leadership. So I believe that she can make it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good evening. Oh, he's still on the line. Good evening. 0880-514-096 are the numbers to call. We'll take maybe 3 or 5 more calls.
No, I think maybe they should.
I think so. You can control the microphone.
Themselves to
your microphone. Your microphone. Okay, it's good.
So I think we can give you time now to respond to any comment or question that was asked. Any of you.
So let's start with you, Mr. Davis.
Because we had 3 questions coming to us, right? But the guy that called and talk about what is the cardinal function of a lawmaker, I will tell you, talking to the genius in studio, I have lawmaking, my oversight, and my representation. That's the thing I will do for you. And the oversight, all those things I've been saying, it's just my oversight. When I come to lawmaking, you know what I do because I got a whole dossiers on that. So Go back in your closet and ask the question as they open the line again. We talk about the hospital coming to build down there in the district. It's not my money from my pocket. That's why you see people come and fool you. I will break it down in the lowest thing because why? The question came from different country, right? Right, Titi?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
So I will break it way down to my people so they can understand it to all my people there. Our thing, we go into the lawmaker halls down there to sit down there is not to be rule. It's not to be hospital. It's not to be anything. But you know what we will do? They get somebody or the other people there in the other branch of government called the executive branch of government. Our own thing will just, when they finish doing all the paperwork, they bring it to us. We can look inside it. The people call it assess it. We will look inside it. They will say no. The other one is incorrect. Because if you carry in our district, the people will not get the thing they won't get. So we scratch it from there. We add it up. We add more to it. So we'll be adding to it to make sure that the hospital, if the government want to do it, and you know, we can now say, we get other people outside that one can't do it down there. You're getting the right to go and do it. So I think the people we all in a village there, so your people there, irresponsible to be that thing that the central government will do it. And when they get partners that come in to do it, they also gonna tell the central government say we get so person that come and do it. Then they come to session. They say, okay, let's bring another concession to your own district. But the concession are going there, the people should benefit this. That's what I told you. You know what I told you? I told you say it will be on a minimum. And that's what I said today. The way people go to GFK or other clinic and thing, it will be on a minimum scale. If you buy per settlement, $10, maybe you buy it and then $5.
You reduce the price.
You reduce the price. So you see, so I think another question that came.
Okay.
One question, the first question that came, they talk about something.
The guy said, how you going to send the people children to school?
Oh, yeah,
you're going to pull them out of their
Somebody
homes.
say you say you're giving 300 bags of
Yeah, I said, as per our survey carried on in our district, we identified 300 old folks. So he right in a sense, wherein the old folks, they are 300. So when one bag of rest, there are 300 bag of rest. So me break it down so you can listen to him, man.
No, the man say you get rice, you say you be school, you say you do this, you do that. Where you will get all that money from?
I'll be lawmaker now. I get friend there.
You say they should
You
reduce
your salary.
your salary into two.
Your salary.
When they reducing your salary into two, you're making $2,500. How you will pay school? You give 300.
You know how many people abroad want to support other people in poor country?
How many persons? Why they not supporting those people?
Because we don't have lobbyistic power.
You have to be a lawmaker before somebody supports people in your district through you.
Well,
All these churches, these people that are helping other people in the districts and they're doing it.
just a card to pay for that post. You know how many $1,000 you have to pay?
Yeah, you got people who got free money and they want to
come in. Be a lawmaker, you have to do free a lot of things because you have to attend to your people. So those things that will come, we have duty free on them. So if we're saying that, look, we have a friend, 2 or 3 of them, somewhere in the United States or somewhere around the world, and say, look, we want to do this thing for our people every month. We just have to go to the welfare area there and get those things down to our people here. They say, yeah, we will not send it to, we will not pay for it to come down. You can send it down to your people. Yeah. You're packing in the container, you're bringing it. Every month responsible to go and free up on that, bring it down, put it to our people and say, let it to you again. A lot of things come down here, then they own some people then today. Then they own money coming from the pocket. My people are listening. I want. Did you hear you love me more? No, man, go ahead. No, I want to do it in the simplest way.
Yeah,
that my ordinary woman will understand it.
You got under 1 minute, so I can come.
Yeah, so we'll do the best for you. Yeah, we'll do the best. Or I understand PR also. I know that I know what's up.
What do you mean?
What is that supposed to mean?
What do you mean PRO?
PRO?
Who are we doing? Who's doing PRO or who?
What do you mean?
The people that call it?
Who's doing PRO?
But why you didn't do PRO for yourself so they can call in your
Because I wanted the people to call themselves. I wanted to pay people and get a unit.
See your people.
Is he a paid?
Oh, you want to talk again? You say,
No, you were trying to make an oblivious statement.
I sent a conversation out there.
So Titi, can I come in to
Let people
answer a
call.
question?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. Let me say thank you to all of the callers out there that have been following our workings, and their witnesses that they will be going to decide who to elect come October 10. I want to address Jeremiah. He asked about my engagements when it comes to advocacy, and we've been advocating for our people. It was based on our advocacy that we were able to electrify public institutions in the district. I can remember one evening I went at the Keba clinic, and I talked with the midwife, and she said we normally do delivery through flashlight if there is no generator. And it touched me because I'm a mother. I know what it means to be in that delivery room. We were able to advocate, and we electrified the Keba clinic.
With what? Generator?
The solar electrification. We advocated, we electrified it. We electrified the E. Jonathan Goodrich High School, the Deesville Public High School. Through our advocacy, the first Muslim clinic in our district, it was erected because we coordinated with the people, the microscope that they are using. We donated that microscope. Through our advocacy, most of our citizens that were deprived justice. I can remember an incident where an 8-month-old pregnant woman was kicked in the stomach, and that child came down. It was because of my advocacy that when the perpetrator was escaping because the parents never had money, we ensured that he was apprehended, he was brought to justice. We have advocated a lot for our people, and we are still doing it. What sets me apart? I'm a part, number one, because I'm a woman. Statistics has proven that women brings quality leadership style to the table. When a woman leads, everybody benefits.
Are you the only female in the race?
I know we are two, but I've been in the race the longest. And what sets me apart is my qualification. According to our constitution, Article 30 of the Liberian Constitution, based on the qualification there, I'm qualified. That set me apart to lead my people and people oriented.
Can you speak to the mic, please?
Sorry. And people oriented, and I've been with them, living with them, interacting. I'm very accessible. That's one good thing that set me apart from most of the candidates in the race.
So Kranga is not accessible.
I said I am very much accessible. So you will notice that people can reach me any hour 24/7. I know about myself. I'm here to speak about myself. He's right here. He can. He can address that. So I'm very much accessible, and I am just who I am. Like I said, we all coming to fake anything to be or fly by night humanitarian to seduce them to get their votes. Oh, come for this, come for this. For me, that is one reason I told people that whatever I do, because I believe that whatever you do, it comes back at you. My father used to say, when you play a wish with somebody's face, you will die with your own face. It is because of that, even 2017, even these elections, while people were choking, I refused to choke. I said I will not impose myself on the people of District 11. If they will not see me that I merit this job to vote for me, no problem. It means that they are not ready for me. But because
if you don't win these elections, will you run again?
Once the people want me to run, obviously, I will run.
If they don't want you to run.
But I know that
how will you know if
these elections, I'm going to win it October 10 because we have worked. There are things.
But you say people truck people. It's possible that the people who were trucked.
They truck people at our advantage.
Or they truck people at
our advantage.
So. Okay.
Because man, no matter how you truck, you cannot truck more than the inhabitants of the district.
Okay.
You cannot truck more than that.
So if you go to these elections and you don't win, then it means that the people don't want you.
Of course.
So then you will not run again.
if they say so.
How are they going to say?
Everything
they
I
will
do,
say that through their votes.
I always do consultation. I always do consultation and every move before I make a move. But I know that in these elections we will win because, like I said, there are things that we're doing now that we didn't do in the past 2 elections. We've been engaging our people more than almost 2 years. We've been engaging them.
So you're correcting your mistakes, and
yes,
you believe that that's going to help.
Exactly.
What if you don't win these elections? Are you going to run again?
I'm gonna win, and definitely I'm gonna win. You know why I'm gonna win? Because sitting before me, Sia, in my manifesto, women empowerment, I empowered to run in this race.
Oh, you empower her to
Oh,
run
yes.
against you.
Yes.
How did you do that?
How did you do
The
it?
party she owned, the New Liberal Party, I was on her ticket, and I gave it to her.
And I would if I were you.
Cheese.
Because if they knew that their party can take you on that ticket because of me, it means they saw my work.
Then you have to listen to the explanation.
When you were going, they came to me and
Then you have to listen to the.
around the table.
You have
So
to,
there was no.
you have to listen to understanding.
Okay.
You have to listen to understanding. TD.
There's nothing that
Okay.
With all the callers that are listening, they're calling.
Okay, yeah.
And you know. Okay.
Let's
In our empowerment, we decided to empower women. When Sia came to that party, she said she never had no party again to go on.
it's laughable.
I was already on the ticket.
Very much.
So the party
Why are
decided.
you just jumping from party to party?
No, I come in, TD. A lot of people never ask the question. I was a staunch CDN.
Okay.
I was one of
So
the
what happened?
founding member of the Congress for Democratic Change.
Did you run on
When
the
I
party
came back-
ticket for the first
When I came back to
election?
Liberia,
Okay. You say you ran before? This
Yes.
is your second or third time?
this is my second time running.
The first time you ran on CDC ticket?
No.
Okay, even though you were a staunch member of the party. Okay, so what happened?
So now, for the second time, for my party to deny me,
You went to the primary?
I told them that I would not go to the primary.
How does
Because
you don't go to primary?
I was a successor candidate.
You don't go to primary. You won't run the ticket.
But you already have the constitution. In the constitution, allow you're a member of the party, a staunch member of the party. You have to be a successor candidate. Period.
No, who
Even,
determined?
even if you don't have a good working relationship with the people, they just put you on the party. because the party-
Go and see what happened down there. The president went in the district. How many people follow the guy, the ticket bearer of the Congress for Democratic, the coalition for democratic change?
What are you trying to insinuate? The president was in your district today. What are you trying to say? People
Already,
did not turn out?
I saw it.
People did not turn out?
They turn up, but behind him, because you are left alone to take your own crowd and let the people of that district see him.
Oh, my man.
Listen, the thing is simple. I'll just empower Siatanapoli as woman.
Okay.
As I said in my stuff to run in the race so I can beat up.
Okay, you
Yeah, she'll
empower
be
her.
defeated.
You
Yeah.
empower her.
Yeah,
to
she
run
keep crying,
against you
baby.
anyway.
She keep crying, baby. Listen, I information already. I paid my money for that party and everything.
David.
And when she keep crying on the ticket, I don't give it to her.
David.
Go ahead.
This is your second time.
This is my second time.
And
besides, I'm a veteran politician.
excuse me, David.
Oh, yeah.
What was your last position?
Well,
300.
no, I come in. When it comes to position,
Yeah, excuse me.
when it comes to position in past election, that don't matter.
No, David. It matters.
Well,
It matters.
this election in our district,
What was
you
your
get paid to go to
position?
court, give them scratch card to court.
Can you answer?
By the end of the day,
Okay.
the people there
Can you
in the
answer?
propriety gonna vote for
What
me.
was your
Okay.
position?
Okay, we don't
It's
have
not a
time.
position.
We don't
Okay.
have time.
All
Each
right.
of you have 1 minute to learn your parting comments.
Your parting comments. 1
We're
minute each.
totally out of time.
Just to say your parting comment, David. We'll start with you.
Okay, to tell my people that I want to say thank you for them listening today to the nation proud and the best and the wildest courage in Liberia, ELBC. The district challenge, and this is where we stay in the trenches because of them. We're not one person that come to the disco to tell our people that we will do this, we'll do that. Everything we said, the people and us gonna work towards achieving that. We will make sure that our people in our district have a better light. Sitting before you,
I haven't gotten
if for
the
me,
link, though.
if for me, I brought a whole dope sheet of what we're gonna do down there.
Okay.
When Titi sat behind the microphone and asked my colleague sitting next to me for the entire agenda of her accomplishment when she wins, she said nothing. She said nothing.
I mean, Pat, your parting
Your
comment.
part is more than
You're
a
coming
minute.
back to the discussion again.
At the end of the day, our people listen. And you know what they do? They will go on that day, October 10th, to exercise their political franchise.
Absolutely. I haven't gotten the link.
And secondly, before I close,
Okay.
election violence is not the only way. Down the line when we were there in CDC, you know what happened there.
You're not even going there.
We on the other device, and we don't want any election violence that will bring up the ugly past. So from the both end of every one of us,
Peace.
we need to exercise restraint in everything we do in our election.
Good.
Sitting before you, see myself, Fossey, you see all that each other, because we are civil, we are responsible people. That's the hallmark of a politician.
And we appreciate that.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
And the only thing, she don't speak to me since 2017.
I don't know you.
How she don't know me? You participate in a way she don't know somebody.
We are already out of time.
Somebody that you participated in last election, you don't know them.
Okay, you're speaking now. Let's hear from you.
After you got that, you are not for you.
Oh,
Drop
you are another vote. I got you are another vote.
Mr. Davis. Thank you. Your microphone is off. Your microphone is off. Sia, can you?
Thank you. Hello, I'm the only one everybody is listening to. Everybody who's listening to radio now, I'm the only person they're listening to. So all of you are off. Mr. David, you had your 1 minute. You extended into 3 minutes. It's Sia's time now to give us her parting comment, please.
If you want us to come for something we can do it. Well, I want to say thank you. Thank you, but you should have challenged my nomination now. Thank you to everybody that made a part of this program, that made a duty to call. Thank you, people of district number 11. Know that Sia J. Tanapoli is on the ballot papers and she's at number 12. 12 is our divine number. You know, it's laughable that someone who contested in the district years back with 1% vote, 1% of the total votes, will sit behind his microphone and say that he will defeat me, Sia Tanapoli. Probably that would have been possible if there were previous engagements by him. Obviously none. And then you want to be so brave? But let me tell you, Mr. Kanga, my late father said, do not cry more than a bereaved. Whether President Weah was in the district today, the people did not turn up. You think on how you can win the district. The mere fact that according to you were on a party's ticket and they remove you from on that ticket, it speaks volume. Especially after you have paid your money and then the slot was given to Sia J. Tanapoli. It speaks volume. I will admonish you that when we leave from here, you will endorse me. Do not spend further because you are going nowhere into this election.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much,
you very much.
to you people for having us there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a very good and beautiful one today, and we look forward to having more of these conversations. I hope when we end in these kind of conversations, we end. I think it's a good battle.
Okay, we have to close the show now.
Yeah.
You guys can go ahead.
It's a good bat for me. Until Monday, I think.
What a good way to
I'll
end the week
live anyway.
this evening. Thank you to District number 11. We appreciate every time we have candidates from your districts here. You call and lend your thoughts. We highly appreciate all of you who follow the show. God willing, next week we'll be here. Elections campaign is open. So if you're a candidate and you want to be on this show, just get in touch with us. We will bring you on just so that you tell the people in your districts what you are prepared to do for them. The show is open and we are open. This is Open Conversation. Sia Tanapole, thank you so much. Thank you. Mr. David, thank you so much. And I wish all of you all of the best as we go to elections in October.
From the east to the west, north to the south, let's come together as one. They say you're not there, we stand, if I there, we fight. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget it, you from Lower Country, you from Maryland, voila, you from Rewa Sessi. I'm a bastard, we own your people, I'm up on the fine way. Tabila, Kriwako,